Hello and welcome to the People's Manifesto on a glorious day in the Liberal Democrat Revolution. What of course I'm referring to is the surge in popularity for the Liberal Democrats following last Thursday's debates. And the Times even ran a headline yesterday saying that Nick Clegg was almost as popular as Churchill, and some polls were even putting the Lib Dems in the lead above the two traditional parties. Now of course this could just be the media jumping on the bandwagon. And if I had the necessary photoshopping skills, right now there will be a morph of Nick Clegg and Che Guevara, but as I can't use Photoshop at all, the People's Manifesto will as ever be very low on graphics. It could, as I said, could just be the media jumping on the bandwagon, or there could actually be something in it, because it's got the two big parties very, very worried, and of course they're both moving to try and counter this. David Cameron, who thought he had an easy victory, is saying that voting for the Lib Dems would just allow Gordon Brown to escape back in. And he's playing on the fear of Gordon Brown, which is all he's really got going for him. If you look at his first campaign speech the day the election was called, he didn't really talk about policies or what he would change, just the non-specific change he likes to go on about. And his only real selling point was voting Tory would get you out another 5 years of Gordon Brown. And he's trying to use the same tactic when scaring people away from the Lib Dems. If you vote Lib Dem, then the evil, nasty Gordon Brown will get back in. And it's a tactic which I think the electorate are getting pretty sick of. And he's saying that the only way to avoid the status quo, or the continuing of the status quo, let's see, he said people fed up with the status quo, and without a decisive Tory win, this was risked. Now, the Tories are kind of the party of the status quo. The word conservative sort of means keeping things the same. In fact, it does mean keeping things the same. And the Conservatives have always supported keeping the powerful powerful, or even more powerful, and keeping the weak in their place. That is the status quo, so it's a very strange thing for Cameron to say. But the Lib Dems are of course countering this themselves, and Nick Clegg is saying that a vote for the Lib Dems is exactly what it says on the tin, a vote for the Lib Dems. And if you're a fan of XKCD, Nick Clegg has just joined the Tautology Club. And so what we're looking at, basically, is a hung parliament if the Lib Dem surge continues. It's not going to create a decisive Lib Dem government, because if you look at how big margins the Lib Dems need to get to start winning seats, then it would have to be a massive, massive swing to the Lib Dems. Something like over 50% of the vote they'd have to gain to actually get into power. Well, that's in a way proportional representation. They should like it, although it only really seems to be applying to them. And so, I'm not sure this tactic of Cameron's is really going to work, but I was expecting Gordon Brown to come up with the same sort of stuff, like, if you want change, vote for me, although they have been in power for 13 years, but what Gordon Brown's actually doing is questioning Nick Clegg's maths. He's wondering whether Liberal Democrat policies would actually work in practice. And that was sort of Nick Clegg's main selling point, and he's pushing us a bit in the debates. Here are my policies, and I've also done the maths, compared to Cameron's non-specific change in Gordon Brown saying the same things he has done for the last year. And if they have done the maths, I'm sure they wouldn't have put that out without serious research, so Gordon Brown's got to have to be very busy on a calculator. And the thing is, the British people really want change. They're fairly sick of these huge catch-all parties just promising nothing apart from vague knob twiddling. And that's all they've really got. Britain hasn't changed that much apart from we've lost a few civil liberties in the war against terror. Interesting point, the Lib Dems say they will repeal the Digital Economy Bill. So all those supporters of internet freedom may give you a reason to vote Lib Dem. And the Lib Dems are offering a little bit of change, not a huge amount, but the British electorate is like a man dying of thirst in the desert. It wants change. He wants to find a reservoir so he can find a huge change that might solve his problems. But when David Cameron and Gordon Brown are just offering him more cups of the same sand, then he's going to choose Nick Clegg's miniature bottle of Volvic. Thank you.